Hello, I'm Doug Walker, and you're watching Ixie Studios.
Wow, 10 minutes!
So guys, ConBravo was pretty fun, huh?
Oh yes, very much fun. I greatly enjoyed it.
I had fun. So much fun.
I know.
Do you remember the fun?
The fun was fun.
The fun in the room, that was fun.
The fun in the other room was fun.
My excitement is dwindling.
On we go.
So yeah, it was a smaller con than most we've been to, but I think it was better because of it. There wasn't a lot of running around to do. It was pretty easy to get from place to place, and people weren't scurrying around, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. It was just, it was pretty chill. It's like, yeah, I can hang out for a bit.
It was casual. I mean, it gave me a good chance to practice my filming and, get a feel for how events work as far as covering them. And as you said, it's really good. I mean, I felt it was a little more, so to speak, intimate as per how close you were able to get with the guests and interact with them. And I mean, sometimes people get closer to the guests than they'd have liked to, but that's another story for today.
It was actually getting our badges, and our contact Scott McCutcheon at ConBravo, our media contact. He was a cool guy.
Oh yeah.
He got us our badges, no problem. Anything we asked for, he got us. Interviews, autographs. He's a cool guy. We're going to be hooking up with him next year for sure.
Yeah, I really liked the convention. This is my second convention, and what was great was it had a lot of the standard stuff you see in conventions, the various forums, cosplayers, things like that. But like you said, because it was more intimate, you could enjoy it better without having to run around. Never been a big fan of running around.
Yeah, and the one problem with Anime North, it's 3 separate buildings, so there's a lot of travel time involved.
Yeah.
This was a small hotel, and ConBravo is still expanding, so chances are they're going to be at a bigger hotel next year.
We'll see.
I'd say in a couple of years they'll probably be rivaling Anime North.
I wouldn't go that far, but maybe.
What I thought was unique about this convention was the fact that unlike Anime North, you actually had people still staying at the hotel who weren't involved in convention. So you'd be coming in and they'd think you're crazy or something because you're dressed up. See like a whole parade of people, and then there's to see suburb white people look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're the one all dressed up in their baseball uniforms.
Yeah. So, the opening ceremonies were really fun.
Oh yeah, lots of fun.
I couldn't go. I had to hitch a ride with Big Business Ben. He wanted to watch stock markets before we left, so we were a bit late, unfortunately.
Sounds like a smashing time.
You travel with Ben?
I had to. I can't afford car.
Oh, that's...
He wouldn't even let me sit shotgun.
I'd have figured with your principles you'd have taken the transit.
This might sound crazy. The TTC doesn't really have bus to Burlington.
I guess so. You're correct.
The funniest thing about the opening ceremonies is the first half of the guest lineup that they were announcing weren't even there yet.
Oh yeah, I remember that. So here we're just going to go through the first half of the list of everyone who's not here. Followed by the important people.
Who were there? Like Mike Dodd and a bunch of other interesting people. And of course Keith Apicary. He stumbled his way up into the podium, and the podium started going over, so a staff guy had to tackle him to get him off stage.
What was interesting about him was I didn't know who he was until you told me about him. And literally, when we're going to talk about it later, the first time I saw him was at Live Action Mario Party, and he did cartwheels on the floor and then left.
That was him doing a Sonic spinball through the Mario game.
I genuinely believed it was someone who had mental troubles, who got escaped or something.
Very possible.
Yeah.
So, immediately after the opening ceremonies, we had lunch at Jack Astor's, which was right across the street from the hotel. Good food. The friggin' menus were interesting.
They confuse me. I can befriend Jack Astor's on Facebook.
I know, the menu.
Befriend the menu.
The menu had Facebook.
You can like it.
Just the menu. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, Jack Astor isn't important enough to get a Facebook, just the menu.
The menu did make my top 20 Facebook friends list.
So right after that, it started to get really busy by the time we got back from there, and I actually went to the amateur voice acting panel, which most of the stuff there was stuff I already knew, but it did teach me some things. For one, it taught me that I could use a sock as a pop filter.
Yeah, that was an interesting panel. I mean, they showed us quite a few things. I mean, they showed us the technique where you could take a coat hanger and a pantyhose, and I was like, I thought that was used for something else.
Yeah, I actually got to do a couple lines, and apparently I was good enough that there were some people after that asking me questions. And they were asking me where I went to schooling and if I had a demo or any of that. So I passed out a few more business cards.
I think we got rid of all of our cards. Actually, I know
Yeah, we did.
I'd run out by the second day. People were
I came
genuinely interested.
I came in with about 70, 80 of them, and we emptied all of them. I actually have a fresh supply for Fan Expo on their way here.
Well, that's good.
I think it's good.
Oh yeah.
You spread the word of Ixie Studios.
In the word of the proletariat.
Oh, well, that goes one and one with the other, right?
Exactly. So, I think everyone can agree our highlight of the weekend was our interview with Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic.
Oh,
Well, that was a highlight, but I mean, I was hanging out with a certain individual for the better part of the weekend, and
Yeah.
I had some good times.
was it Hot Chick?
Close. It was Keith Apicary.
That's as close as you get.
Well, that's as close as you got.
I feel really awkward sitting here now.
No, but the critic interview was fun. It was really hard for me because I was the one behind the camera. It was so hard to not break down and laugh while you guys were going.
I will be honest, when I sat down at that table to do interview with the critic, the last thing on earth I thought I'd be talking about is Amanda's reproductive organs. I will be honest. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, she's not going to be happy when she sees that.
Well, she's never happy to begin with, but in particular,
That's the thing. Do goths get angry?
they write dark poetry.
But they do that
I
anyway.
think they get neutral.
I don't like neutral. Never trusted Switzerland.
Yeah.
But that's not the only person we interviewed, though. We interviewed Nostalgia Critic, Angry Joe, and Spoonie.
The funny thing is, before ConBravo, I had never watched any of Spoonie or Joe, but I am watching them now.
What I thought interesting was Angry Joe is probably one of the nicest people I think I ever met.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, Angry Joe, sure, it's like a character in a show and a persona, but it's like you get to know him or get to meet him in real life and you're just like, you're not angry. You're a rather pleasant person.
He's happy, Angry Joe.
Oh, I know. It's just like the whole time I saw him, I didn't see him angry once the entire convention. Just he was like, happy Joe.
It was really weird. It was like, I think between the three of them, he was the happiest. He just was smiley all the time, and
I like the fact that our interview with the critic has been our #1 source of material for t-shirts.
yes, the merchandise.
Merchandising is go.
Look forward to a Shark Pussy t-shirt at the top of our line coming soon.
The fact that we are talking about my cousin in that way, it is miracle that I am not homosexual.
I will agree on that.
But I honest, despite that, I couldn't think how the interviews could have gone better. I was happy to see on Wednesday, on the critics page of his website, he did a review on the top 12 Batman animated series episodes. And what's cool is that he and I had talked about it for like 10 minutes after the interview, and I was pleased to see that some of the episodes I mentioned made the list.
Nice.
I actually feel pretty proud. Not that I influenced it, but just that it was there made me happy.
Oh yeah. So, I think one of the biggest events that everyone was looking forward to at the actual con was the live action Mario Party.
Yeah, that was fun. I
It was a lot
really
of fun.
enjoyed that. Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
I had to say the big surprise for me is well you'll see in the video when I had to chug the water from the baby bottle.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, comrades of the world. Apparently, I don't suck as much as my haters do because I was the last one to finish.
Yeah.
I suck slower than everyone else.
It's
It's good. It's good to know you don't suck.
I don't suck.
At least you didn't have to swallow plantain whole.
That is true. I wanted to go talk to a woman who won that. I wanted to give her our business card.
I'm sure you wanted to give her something.
Oh well, you know, Soviet missile.
Yeah, you do.
Don't forget your submarine.
Oh no, that's purely Sean Connery. I'm not man enough to fill a whole submarine.
Yeah, so how awesome was it that you and Ben got to face off in the final minigame?
Well, Benjamin and I don't actually face off. You can't see his face. But it was a lot of fun. It was the highlight for that was for me was it was down to maybe about 4 or 5 of us, and I kind of looked at Ben and he looked at me, and when the music started playing and then when it stopped, I got seat. I couldn't see Ben, and all I heard was a high-pitched yelp. Ben was sitting on a woman who was probably a bit under 100 pounds. The fact that this woman can still walk is no short of miracle.
Wow. Good to know not everyone gets crushed under the weight of capitalism.
Oh, well, you know, she's a freaking hero to the people if she can get crushed by that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, the burper girl. I think that took everyone for surprise.
The funny thing is, Kevin and I, we knew that was going to happen. It's
Yeah.
like, look at the little girl. I bet you she wins it.
She's so
Yeah.
frail and tiny, and she beat... Oh, I couldn't believe it.
The other two were so intimidated by that, they barely even got anything out.
It was like something you see in cartoons, but you don't think it will actually happen.
I know. And she was on our team. That made it all the more awesome.
Yes, I did try to get on Team Hentai, though. Just to say I was on Team Hentai.
Yeah. Ben was on Team Magical Girl.
Yes, he was.
And we were Team Mecha.
I can live with that. Mecha's are pretty
Yeah.
hardcore.
Yeah. The funny thing is, apparently Team Mecha was the quietest in regards to cheering.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that-
Oh, we were.
At one time I was shouting like, of course we're not cheering. Robots don't have emotions.
It's true.
So you went to Keith Havicary's panel after that. Actually, we all stopped in on that, didn't we?
Yeah, well, it was us.
That was us coming in the minute he was building a tower of chairs on top of the table we were about to use.
Mantras, as he liked to call
Yes, everyone was singing the Tetris music.
Yes.
Keith Apicary has made it very clear and public that he does not have panels. He has parties,
Yeah.
and they were awesome parties. I mean,
Yeah, we walked in and half the dudes in the room didn't have shirts on.
wow, yeah.
Maybe it's best that I and Big Business Ben avoided that panel.
I would agree.
That would have been awkward.
I mean, some point between him building chair Tetris and wrestling guys shirtless on tables,
I heard that table snap a little bit.
it all got kind of lost after we went to the kitchen.
You know?
Now, I forget, who had panel right after that one? Who used that very table?
That would be us, like immediately after.
Mansweat was involved in his panel.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every moment of that because I got to use the table and the microphone and all that Keith Apicary used, so I was pretty happy.
Do you enjoy being a fangirl?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel your pain. Me and the critic, it feels good that he and I are on first name basis. I now call him the.
Oh.
I actually I had my own experience with Keith because I didn't attend the panel. What happened was when I and Big Business Ben were competing in various activities, Keith came out of nowhere and just sat in one of the arcade vehicle games, and then he sits up, unplugs it, and then just called us all over. So what the hell's going on? He asked us to push him across the room. Says he wants to drive the game but has no money.
Oh, you were there for that?
I was one pushing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
so
heard about that.
I got kind of confused. Like, really, how do you say no to such a request?
The better part of that is the fact that was not the only time he attempted that over the course of the weekend.
That doesn't surprise me. We were judged by the sandwich girl who was working at the cafeteria at the Cross.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
So our actual Ixie Studios panel actually went pretty well, despite how little planning went into it. We actually managed to eke out about 40 minutes of actual discussion on top of the 10-minute video I had prepared.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the highlight of that was your video. I actually found that quite amusing.
So did the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a good idea as per what we provide as a website and, what we were trying to get across as far as a panel. Because, I mean, you'd say, oh, we're doing a panel on co-op. Well, what does that mean? There's so many different things to discuss as far as co-op, so...
And the turnout was pretty good, too.
Yeah, I'd say we got about 20-ish people.
Yeah, I'd say about that. We weren't in, Doug Walker's forum, but for a relatively small group, I thought we did pretty well.
Yeah, it went really well. But I know we hung out in the video game room, because ConBravo was built as a video gaming convention, so they had a whole room set up with retro gaming consoles and even old freaking CRT televisions set up with freaking Tetris and Genesis and Dreamcasts and N64s. And then they had at the back like an Xbox and a couple of the
Halo
Mortal Kombat
tournament,
stuff.
I think, was on the Saturday. There was a big Halo tournament. That's what was getting everyone's attention. I think it was for the Xbox 360.
Yeah. I wasn't there for that, but I did hang out in that room and play a few things. It was nice.
Yeah, oh, it was neat playing all the nostalgia games. We actually one of the X-Men games for Super Nintendo. I played it simply because I remember Angry Video Game Nerd did a review on it, and all his complaints are completely genuine.
Yeah. So there wasn't much going on for me after that. I was pretty tired after that first day, so I turned in pretty early. Did you guys do anything else after I left? I know you went to the Keith party.
Well, yeah.
So tell us about that, because I wasn't there for that.
Well, you were there for the end of it. We just went and we chilled with him for a couple hours, and then we ended up going for a couple drinks with Keith. I had a Keith's.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it was.
Did Keith have a Keith?
Keith did not have a Keith's.
Damn.
He doesn't drink alcohol.
Oh.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
all sober.
Yeah.
Wow. That's actually surprising.
I know, considering him, yeah, that's pretty surprising. It was fun.
After that, I actually had to go to a party Raven was hosting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty lame party when I'm the highlight of the evening actually. Like really, when you're surrounded by goths and you want to boogie and then they all sit in corners just dancing with their heads down. When South Park made fun of them, they actually dance like that.
That's horrible.
It really was.
Yeah, so at the end of the Keith party, did you want to tell that story? I was only conscious for half of it.
Well,
What
yeah.
were you drinking?
Nothing.
Life.
I was watching cable TV for the first time in a year.
He's a wild man.
So Keith came up to our room
Oh yes, I remember.
to sign something for me, and no one had a marker, but figured we were already in the elevator already. So he comes up to our room, and Keith is exhausted. We party with him all night. I say, hey man, you can crash in our room. All right. So he gets into bed with Ichi. And
I'm already asleep. When is this? Like 1 or 2 in the morning?
something like that, and Ichi didn't appreciate it. But
I wake up with a hand around me going, what?
Keith Avocary appreciated the comfort that you provided for him, in addition to the bed. But he had to leave because
I shoved the fucker off the bed.
He was having no part of it, and every party needs a pooper.
That's why they're invited, me.
All right.
Yeah, so after that, we all turned in. In the morning, the first thing we did was our interviews with Spoonie and Joe.
Yes, I
Because
remember
our
that.
critic interview was yesterday. You almost missed that interview.
Oh, I did. What happened was we were, all of us were really tired. Our driver actually had to pull an all-nighter because he had to drive his dad to an airport. But so we decided to pull all-nighter. Genius idea. And we're driving. We suddenly get hit by traffic. And
Like you got hit by the traffic?
no, someone else actually did. That's what caused traffic.
That's terrible.
So all these people are rubbernecking. Well, they're just turning like this. I'm pulling 360-degree like exorcism kind of shit.
Is that anything like rednecking?
That was bad pun. You just interrupted the story.
No, there's no story. Proceed.
Well, pretty much end is I'm sending text messages to Ichi thinking, oh my god, the man's going to kill me. Yeah. But we actually got there.
Like within 10 minutes of when we needed to, so it all worked out.
We got perfect interviews, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
I think that was really... Sunday was pretty slow, I think, because...
Well, once you were there, it went okay.
Yeah. No, but like after the interviews...
There wasn't much.
there wasn't much, yeah.
There was a big gap on our schedule. We used that time to hang out, talk to people, do some shopping. But, no, with regards to the interviews, I'd just like to thank Scott again because he was an amazing help on all ends, and I look forward to working with him again.
Oh, yeah, he was really supportive with our confrontations with Big Business Ben during the live action Mario Party.
Yeah.
He was really cool about how he was able to somehow convince people to let us.
Yeah, ideally, we would have liked you and Ben to have been actually playing the game, but the fact that we had you facing off in the final minigame was good.
Yeah, I think so.
All things considered, I figured that worked out well.
Yeah.
Considering the structure in which they had to follow, I mean...
Like, we thought they were going to be playing several games, but no, it was just
But
one
no,
game
it's
with
just-
one set of 4 people.
Yeah.
And then
I like
random
I like the fact that
newcomers.
our character from our team was a guy cosplaying Gino
Yeah,
I don't know who that is.
from the Super Mario RPG.
Oh, see, that's why.
they don't have that in Russia, I don't think.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
That comes out next year.
Yeah,
Yes. Super Nintendo, #1 system.
exactly. So after that was actually one of the panels I was looking forward to a lot was how to make a great web show.
Yeah, was that the one hosted by the Big Three?
Yep, Critic
Yeah, that's
Spoon and
right,
Joe
yeah.
were there.
Yeah.
No, they gave us a lot of helpful information like partnerships and blip.tv and CPMs and content advice and what you use to film and what you use to edit, and basically they mapped out the whole process, and it was a lot of good information.
Their idea on how to create the top 10 list, I found that particularly informative actually on how to get views, because top 10 lists really apparently track people.
Yep.
So,
which means we should be seeing one from you pretty soon.
Well, I don't like to keep surprise, but hint hint, wink wink,
Nudge nudge, say no more, say no more.
Well, you say too much in Russia, we kill you, so say no
Exactly.
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there was a big gap in our schedule after that. We did some shopping, played some games. I bought some more pins. I actually made a point of sitting down at the Sonic 3 and Knuckles setup, and I played through every final boss. The one as Tails took the longest. What were you guys doing during that time?
I think not much really. Sunday was pretty slow for me.
I was with you.
Yeah. Wait, where are you?
I was with you. You were doing the Sonic.
Oh yeah, you were off. Were you playing something else? Or what?
I was just watching them play like Mortal Kombat and stuff like that for the most part, because I hadn't seen too much of the new Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I took
So
a
it was really
glance at that.
interesting to look at. But I pop periodically back to watch Sonic.
Yeah.
I need to get myself one of those and Knuckles cartridges because I have
Yeah.
Sonic 2.
Yeah, you didn't know about it. I had to explain
Well, I
the
didn't-
Sonic and Knuckles
I
cartridge
didn't
to
know
you.
about like Knuckles the Echidna like as a standalone game.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
far
You
as when you
plug
plug
Sonic
in
2 into
I
Sonic
thought
and
it was
Knuckles,
I
and
thought
you
it was
get Knuckles
exclusive
in-
to Sonic 3.
No, lots of people knew about that. I'm surprised you didn't.
That's just it. It's because I thought it was Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I was
Yeah.
in my head I had assumed it was just the 2 games, the standalone and the expansion for
What's
3.
what's
I
interesting
wouldn't have
is
realized it expanded to.
what's interesting is if you put Sonic 1 into Sonic and Knuckles, you get a different minigame. I can't remember
Oh.
exactly what it is, but you get some kind of minigame.
That's interesting.
It might be like a special stage kind of thing. But I
Okay.
know for sure there is something. Any other game just gives you an error message.
Yeah.
I'm really confused right now. I'll be frank.
We're talking about Sega Genesis. That should be coming out in your country next year.
Oh no, we're all Nintendo fans. Sega is enemy to the peoples.
Okay.
I think Sunday, after the interviews, was pretty casual with me and Big Business Ben. Basically, all we did was when we faced off in video games against each other. That's pretty much. Once we did that, we're like.
Yeah, you guys had a pretty epic air hockey match. I was
That-
there for that.
Yeah, that was pretty intense. That probably would have been one of the highlights. But after that, we were so tired. We're like, let's go to bed.
Going back to Sega Genesis, I actually had the privilege of going to Keith and Mike Dodd's classic gaming collecting panel,
Right.
which was actually really informative, really fun, and it was awesome because I'm just recently invested in a Sega Genesis within the last year, but I found my collection has been expanding very slowly. So Keith and them were able to give me some helpful tips and advice. I'm looking for this particular game. I'm noticing it's a little harder to find. What can I do? So I find that it was really cool to just kind of look back on some older games that I want to look into buying and just how do I go about it.
Yeah.
Because my local shop can't get you everything, and I can't rely on conventions
Yeah,
because some of their prices are ridiculous.
I've been to those stores in your area. Some of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, immediately after that was I also had a run-in with Mike Dodd at the Establishing Yourself in the Media panel, which was just as helpful as the web show panel, because Mike Dodd is legit press. he gave us a lot of helpful tips.
Yeah.
He told us these stories about media kits he's received. There was this one where the guys at Bungie, as a promo for Halo Reach, along with a fresh copy of the game, they sent him a fresh pizza. Like, they had a pizza delivery guy come with a copy of the game and a fresh pizza for him. Say, here, share this, enjoy this while you play our game.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I just hope all their advice pays off.
Someday that'll be us getting a fresh pizza.
I like pizza.
You?
I do. I would like free pizza.
Yeah?
What's on a Soviet pizza?
How do we put this? Borscht, which is actually just a big thing of thick soup
Yeah.
put on pizza.
Yeah.
We don't really grow that many tomatoes in Russia.
Sounds like a greasy pizza. If it's
No,
got
we
soup
don't
on
put
it.
vodka on our pizza. That's so stereotypical.
I
That's
just
what we have after pizza.
Well, I just figured
that
you
plays
might
in.
put, like, instead of, say, anchovies, you might put shark meat. I mean, it
We're
almost
not
seems
cannibals, you sick bastard!
I don't know. I've never been to Russia.
I'm really uncomfortable around him now.
Oh, he tends to do that. But no, Mike Dodd was a cool guy. He said he would hook us up if there are any of the Toronto events he could get us into. I'm hoping.
That would be wonderful.
Mike Dodd, if you're watching, we appreciate anything you do for us. So, that was pretty much it, the weekend for us. It was only a 2-day con. But
Yeah.
it was good.
Oh, it was a good 2 day. Like, Saturday felt like the duration of North. Just
Yeah.
the amount that I got done, the fact that I was here, there, all day, I felt like I got so much done the first day, and I was like, we're still here tomorrow.
I know.
It was one of those things where it was just really productive and good.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
It was definitely more engaging, I think is a good term to use when comparing it
Yeah.
to Anime North. Because with Anime North, there's just so many people. You're just one of the thousands, whereas Fan Expo, we were legit.
ConBravo.
Or, no, what did I say?
Fan Expo.
Oh,
that's
my bad.
that's the next
week.
one.
Yeah, sorry. ConBravo. Yeah, but I had to say, it was great.
Oh, yeah. No, ConBravo has been great to us. We're looking forward to next year, and not only are we going back to ConBravo, but we've been getting invites from other conventions. We've got one in Waterloo in January.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Did you get the name of that con?
Yeah, I have it somewhere. I can give that to you.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So yeah, we've
More
definitely got
information on that
more
in a
opportunities
bit.
coming. We'll be updating the site with all that information as,
Yeah.
as we have it.
For sure.
So, this is Ichida, Ransack, and Vlad
All right.
with our coverage of ConBravo. Thanks
As
for
always,
watching.
Comment, subscribe, like,
All
get
those
in
fun
there.
things.
Be my friend.